Hello and welcome to the season 2 of Members Nplugged episode 3, an initiative of Division N. This is Toastmaster Sapna, Area Director of Area N3, Division N, District 98. For Division N, the members have always been the most valuable asset. And with this initiative, we intend to know our members better beyond Toastmasters. And today I got an opportunity to interview a student, an engineer, and a leader. Confused? Let me introduce him, then I think you won't have any confusion. I'm really glad to welcome Toastmaster Rohan More. Welcome, Toastmaster Rohan.
Welcome. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Rohan?
Great, amazing.
Toastmaster Rohan is a student of IIM Raipur and the president of IIM Raipur Toastmasters Club. Rohan has done his mechanical engineering and from Pune, and he has also worked for a year as a sales engineer in construction equipment. After taking a year gap, he prepared for CAT and got into the IIM Raipur. After this, he became a Toastmaster too. Rohan served as VP membership and currently he's serving as a president of IIM Raipur Toastmasters Club. Rohan is currently pursuing MBA in finance with majors in marketing. Wow, that's really interesting. So Rohan, let me ask you, how are you feeling right now? Happy, excited, or nervous?
I'm excited. I've done this, but only once, but it was not this structured. Pretty excited about this.
That's really good. So, Rohan, when I was looking at your bio, so I saw that first you did engineering and now you're doing MBA from one of the most prestigious college. So, which thing led you to choose MBA after engineering?
So I was working as a sales engineer in this company called Nplugged. So it used to manufacture self-loading concrete mixers. This used in construction equipment. And during that time, I had what should I say, the chance or the luck to meet the top bankers from SDFC, Kotak, Access. And when I met them, I had to deal with a lot of paperwork and get into the whole finance, which got me interested into finance. Signing up the MOUs, helping raise this debt. And so this is what got interested me in finance, and that's why I said, you know what, let's take a break from engineering and let's go into this field of finance.
Pretty interesting. So what are your learnings from engineering, which you have also like applied in your MBA, which you're currently applying in your MBA? Maybe some learnings from your college.
Learnings from my college, this one thing that I did in college was the paper presentation. So we were asked to make our own models and present it and write a paper about it. So I think that experience helped me during MBA, because here also here it's called assignments, and there's a plagiarism check and everything. So I think that experience of writing and publishing papers helped me, tremendously while doing the assignments here in MBA. So that's one thing. And not a lot of mechanical engineering is used except for the maths part of it, like the statistics part of it. And so being a mechanical engineer, we had maths almost throughout all the 4 years. So I think that helped me gain an edge over the quantitative subjects like statistics, regression, quantitative modeling, financial modeling. Even though it's not very related to mechanical engineering, but just the sheer habit of being in constant presence of numbers, I think it helped. So
Wow. Statistics is one of the toughest subject I found because I also studied that and I found it very difficult. So I think I need to get some tips from you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll connect for this. So Rohan, I want to ask you that have you started going, visiting your campus?
Yeah, currently, so we are in the campus since September.
Okay.
So,
So
almost the first
also,
years are also here. Not everyone's here on board. Just the people who have opted in. So there was an option whether if you want to come or not.
what
It was
was
in the
the
concept.
what was the first feeling you had when you visited your campus after a long?
I mean, pretty excited actually, and pretty ecstatic because 2 years of being at home, and then the lockdown happened, and just just being there in the four walls. And now, and like I live in Mumbai, so we have just buildings and buildings all around us. And here in Raipur, especially New Raipur, it's just barren land. I mean, everywhere you see just this end, and you can actually see the horizon. And so that was a very new feeling for me. So it felt great to come, and the
Do
air
you
is
like
very pure.
so
The
do
air
you
is
like
very pure.
Mumbai the most or the Raipur the most?
Yeah, I definitely Mumbai. Definitely Mumbai.
Okay. And what about your hostel life, like your roommates and how it is? Do you miss your
So,
family?
so the hostel life is not typical hostel life. So we have this single rooms, single occupancy rooms with attached bathrooms. So there's no roommate concept as such, but we have a floor
Okay.
concept. So we have, we do floor parties, and everybody in the floor goes for lunch and dinners together. We sit and play cards, or we'll play something we'll play cricket in the lobby, or just if we order food from outside, then we just gather around the lobby and spread out and eat. Like lay down the beds and the mattresses and just form like a huge buffet. And so this is actually never stayed in a hostel before, so this is all is very new to me. All the new things very new to me.
Nice, nice. So, Rohan, I also would like to ask you that you are doing MBA in finance, right?
Yeah.
So, how good you are at managing your own money, and how this MBA in finance is really helping you in your personal life to save money?
Okay, so that's a difficult question. So managing my own money, I would say not that great. But then in India, we are taught to manage other people's money. Okay, so I mean, I'm pretty great at that. Pretty good at advising people, where to invest, what to invest. When should you exit, when should you enter. So pretty great at that because I also worked in Anand Rathi during my summer internship. So where I used to work with the HNI clients for their portfolio management. So, helping them build their portfolios at the same time. But at the same time, I was, spending a lot of money out of my own pocket without much care for how much money is going to be left at the end of the month. So, I would say not good with my own personal finances, but pretty great with handling others' money.
Okay. So your family also might, they might ask you that how we can save money, give us some advice, or maybe when you're visiting to any relative's place, it happens like because they ask, okay, you're doing engineering, then okay, advise us something. But you are doing MBA in finance, so maybe your relatives or maybe you're visiting any, you're attending any wedding. So people must be asking you this question. So
Yeah,
give
yes.
us some tips. So what
Yeah.
tips would you like to give to them and to us also?
So basically, the questions I get usually are, from the people who have retired, which mutual funds should we invest in, and what asset management company is good, what interest rate should we invest in, should we invest in FDs, post office, the same old questions. And then there are like the new youngsters, young people who just into stocks. So they ask me what stocks should we invest in, are you tracking any stocks, and how should we divide the portfolio, how should we divide our money. So that's like I think it's at first I was pretty it was new to me, but now because everyone's been asking me the same thing again and again, it's become sort of a habit. And one thing I would like to say to a general bit of advice, you know, keep them when you get your first paycheck, keep some money aside first, and then use the rest of the money to spend on yourself. Usually 30, 30, 30. In that way, and try investing in SIPs. And if you don't know about stock markets, please do not invest in stock markets because you're going to lose money eventually. So I mean, if you want to invest in stocks, you better learn. There are a lot of free resources. You don't need to have an MBA to learn about finance, okay? Because there's so many great free resources available on YouTube, Instagram, blogs, everywhere. So if you're investing anywhere, even in bitcoins, crypto, please read about it, because there have been cases that people have been investing money and then say, "Oh, I lost this much money in this." Like, yes, because you did not know about it. So the more you know about it, the better you are at making decisions.
Yeah, actually,
And
I was planning to do that, and I mean, this is a good advice which you have given, that before investing, you should know that things. So yes, this is true.
and and second advice would be, don't just invest it because everybody's investing. Don't have that herd mentality. Invest in such a way that you have a goal, that you know when to exit. Invest with a goal in mind, like you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, you want to save for a trip. So invest in, have a goal-based investing, so you can know when the good exit opportunities are and how you can, manage the whole portfolio. So I mean, there's a huge study on this, but this is the great, like, second advice. Goal-based investing, don't invest it because you have some extra money lying around and you need to, just put it somewhere. You're gonna lose money.
Yes, very true. So I think our viewers, if you want to get any advice, then I think you know whom to contact. So Toastmaster Rohan is the best person. So thank you, Rohan, for giving us this advice. Now, I want to again go back to your initial struggles. So cracking CAT and then coming and joining the IIM Raipur. I feel it requires a lot of efforts. You have to study hard. So how you prepared yourself for that? What was the planning involved that you get into the IIM Raipur?
Okay. First I was working as a sales engineer, so it was a traveling job, and there was no concept of 5 days a week as per a typical corporate office, because this was a sales job, tier 2, tier 3 cities, so it was mostly traveling. So I decided it's better to quit, and focus, because I wouldn't be able to work and focus at the same time, even though the work was paying pretty well, for a graduate. So I just enrolled into a coaching because I needed that push. So I used to wake up every day at 7 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and go for this coaching at 7 to 9, and come back. I used to live alone at that time in Mumbai. My parents were living in Pune, so get some fruits and vegetables along the way and walk back home. And, that was the schedule, and then after that, like 9 o'clock. This was 9 o'clock. Have some, coconut water, uh, which I had for almost 1 year every day. And that's great for your body. And then just go along with the day, and as work part time. I work part time also in that. So just in the morning after reaching home, check some of the mails, follow up on the calls. And post lunch, I used to come sit and study. And then evening, I used to go out, hang out with my friends, or just play something. But the study time was usually just 4 to 5 hours, not more than that. I did not study complete, 12 hours, not even 6 hours for that matter, in a stretch. So it was usually just 2 to 6, maximum 7. You know. And I never studied in the night. So I always sleep at 11 p.m. I never stayed awake more than, I think not more than 1 a.m. So I never studied in the night. It was always the afternoon, which is a pretty odd timing because people either study in the morning or the night. And I was like, I study in the afternoon.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, this is a lot of efforts which have been taken, and then your family must, they felt proud on you, right?
Right.
So, would you like to share that feeling that when you go to your when you went to your mom and you said, okay, my mom, I got selected. So, what was her feeling on that time?
So the first I got selected into IFT first, but
Okay.
then I was living alone, so my parents weren't home. So I remember calling them, and my mom was like just shouting on the phone, like, amazing, great, congratulations, and the typical proud mother, And
Yes.
then so that happened. And then after I got into IIM, so it was a whole feast. I mean, my mom cooked this because we were together because it was it was the what do you say, the lockdown, and everybody came together. It was so we're a family of 5 members and we never lived together for more than 2 days. Uh, so the lockdown enabled us to come and live together. So mom and my sister-in-law prepared this huge feast, and we just gorged all day. She was
Nice.
very happy. She was calling my nanny and everyone, like all the cousins and my masis, my aunts and uncles. Everyone got into a habit.
Yeah, this is the one of the most proud feeling any mother can have. So yes, thank you, Rohan, for sharing that. So I have an interesting segment for you, Rohan. So are you ready for that?
Come on.
There's a surprise for you. Okay. So we'll be playing the rapid fire round now, and
Okay.
you have to choose one from the option which I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
Okay. So that we'll be knowing more about you.
Sure.
Okay. So ready?
Ready.
Movie with family or outing with friends?
Outing with friends.
Okay. Online mode of learning or offline?
Offline.
Okay. Home food or street food?
Home food.
Toastmaster Rohan is introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Reading books or binge watching?
Reading book.
Cash or credit?
Uh, Cash.
Okay. Then let me ask you one interesting question. Mutual fund or cryptocurrency?
Mutual funds.
Okay. Roommates or live alone?
Live alone.
Wow, well played.
Thank
So I
you.
think, when you have chosen this option, then I think we are knowing you more. So thank you, Rohan. One
Mhm.
last question I have for you is,
Sure.
what is your future plans?
So the future plan is firstly to secure a good job in finance, somewhere around in venture capital or private equity, and advance towards that in coming 10 years. Maybe try to become at least a partner level executive in some venture capital or private equity. And one of my goals has always been since I was 16 that to get featured in the Forbes 30 and the 30. So I'm just trying to get there. So it's just 5 years left now, but not going to be an easy task. But I can always try. That's
Okay.
the short term and the long term goal.
Nice. And Rohan, one more question that came into my mind, that how you are managing your time. Like you are having your assignments to complete, and then you are also a Toastmaster. So how you are balancing it?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult because we have so we have the schedule of college that goes on, and then we have the assignments, and then we have the quizzes and the tests which are kept after us. So we have to be there. Plus, then I also I'm working part time in a company, like doing a life project. So I have to attend those meetings also and give them the reports and do their work. And then you also have to find trying to socialize, actually go out, eat, because if you see most of the time here on campus, if you see people in Norfolk, it just goes out and eating, because morning 8 o'clock, 8 to 10 is the breakfast, 1 to 3 is the lunch, 5 to 6 snacks, and 8 to 10 is dinner. I mean, the whole I think the whole day goes just around in and around the mess. And but it's very, so I just eat like twice a day or once a day, one meal a day. So it is not at all healthy, but it is what it is. And managing time is, I think I just go with the flow. As what's so I have a Google Calendar, and I mark everything in the calendar, and I schedule everything according to that calendar. And it pings me 15 minutes before a particular event, and that's how it works. And I plan my day accordingly. I have a whiteboard in front of me, so I can't show it to you right now, but it has all the things to do in a week. So I just do that and I just take them.
Nice, nice. So, Rohan, okay. So here we came to an end. But before we end this episode, I would like to request you to share some message with our viewers who are watching us. So, what message would you like to share? Over to you, Rohan.
So one message I'd like to share. Okay, so I did not know about Toastmasters. To be very honest, I did not know about Toastmasters before joining the college. And I think it was a great decision to join Toastmasters because it helped me build confidence in terms of public speaking and fluency. And, the online mode especially helped me in winning some of the competitions because the competitions were also on Zoom and we were used to meetings on Zooms. So one thing I would like to say to everybody is explore new things. You might never know what you might gain out of it, the new experiences. Sometimes it's best to try new things. You know, uh, because you never know what you might come across rather than just doing the same old things. Try something. Maybe try that new dish that you've been putting off or listen to that the new music. Anything. Just try new things for a better experience.
Very true. So thank you, Rohan, for joining us today and sharing all the insights about your life and your experience as an engineer, as a Toastmaster, and as an MBA student. So thank you, and I also would like to thank each and everyone who are watching us. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.